Hello everyone and welcome back to Don't Be Bored. Today I'm here to review for you Paper App Dungeon. This tiny little notepad and pencil combination is a dungeon crawl game that, as the box that it comes in says, fits into your pocket. Let's go over roughly how Paper App Dungeon works, what it's all about, how it's been developed, and then I'll give you my pros and cons. And just know that it was provided to me at the UK Games Expo by Lucky Duck Games to review. So, Paper App Dungeon sees you rolling your pencil, which has got some dice numbers towards the bottom of it, and a rubber as well, and you're going to be going through these sort of pre-made dungeons. Now, one thing that's really interesting about this, and I can show you every dungeon in here with no spoilers, is that every single one of these little sort of binders, is completely unique because they have a system that has auto-generated every single floor dungeon in here. So my floor one is going to be completely different to your floor one, or within at least sort of some differences. You're going to come across coins that you're going to want to collect. There's going to be things that give you health, enemies that take health from you. Sometimes an obvious amount. It's got a 2 on it, it's taking 2 health off you if you try and go through it. Sometimes it's got a question mark on, and that's when, again, you roll your pencil, and that's going to see how much health it takes off you. Dying in this isn't that much of a problem. You're just going to record it in the back of the notebook and sort of carry on. Obviously, the more times you die going through, the worse sort of overall you have done. And you're going to note things down from one game to the next, or one page to the next, so you've managed to zigzag your way through, get to the stairs and get out, but you've lost some health along the way. You've started originally with 10, and each time maybe you've knocked a little bit off or gained some and stuff like that. The way you're going to move around these dungeons is by this pencil. If you roll an odd number, you're going to move that much in any diagonal. You bounce off walls. If you roll an even, you again will be bouncing off walls potentially, but you will be going that far in a sort of up, down, left, right direction. So while you don't get choice from the rolling in terms of am I going diagonal or just normal up, down, left, right, you do get to go and choose which of the directions you're moving in. Are you going to go towards a chest, trying to get some money? Are you going to try and go round and avoid this creep? That sort of stuff. And you're going to go through and go as far as much as you want in a sitting, and it's ready there for you to take over in the next time you pick it up. So let's touch on what I think are the pros of Paper App Dungeon. First of all, it's got that portability down, and couple that with the quickness of every dungeon, you have got something that you're going to be able to just pull out, play very, very quickly, and put it away again. If you're, say, waiting for something, you don't really need much space or anything to play it. You can even hold the pad. As long as you've got somewhere to roll the pencil, you can give a level a go. And it is that simple, and you're going to take maybe 2 minutes to go through one of the dungeons. And like I suggested, you are going to then record your stats. You're going to record how much damage you took, how much coins you either got or lost along the way on that dungeon. You're going to record that, because then next time you start up on the next floor, they're going to be your new starting stats. So over the course of them, you're going to die. Make sure you go into this expecting that you're not going to make it through all of the floors alive. You will be dying plenty of times along the way, and to be fair, that's kind of absolutely fine. Rolling that pencil is certainly a bit of fun. It adds a lot of randomness into the experience, but you know, the fact that you don't need an additional component like a dice, you literally just need that pencil and notepad and you are playing. It's quite satisfying rolling the pencil. One thing that slows the first few floors down, but once you've got sort of into your 4th or 5th floor, is the sort of iconography. I think it just takes you a little bit of time to... coin, that's an obvious one. An enemy with a question mark, I've got to roll to see how much damage it's doing, or if it's got a number, that's how much damage I'm taking. Then there's a few others that pop up like portals and spider webs, and I think they're the ones that once they pop up, you just need to go and check at the front of the notepad where it's got the rules. You just skim back. Oh yeah, obviously that's what the portal does. I've got to jump across to here, that sort of stuff. And when those come up for the first time, you're just questioning it a little bit. But as soon as you've seen them once, it's back up to speed and you know how to play. As I suggested, in Paper App Dungeon you do get a severe chunk of randomness, and you have to very much be one of those people that's happy playing a dungeon crawl where you deal with what you get. Deal with the dice rolls in terms of the pencil dice being rolled. You have to deal with what comes out of that. And if you're happy with trying to just sort of work with the best that you can do from potentially a very bad roll, do I take the damage but get closer to the stairs to get to the next floor? Or do I try and avoid it and maybe my next roll isn't going to be helpful to get closer and sort of work your way slower? It's completely up to you, and you're going to have that opportunity if you can sort of handle that randomness. So if you are looking for a very rapid, very small portable game where there's that bit of luck, you're going to be interested, I'd say, in checking out Paper App Dungeon, but it's not a game for me. Personally, I found that the randomness was too much. It felt often like I had little to no control over what I was going to be doing. I rolled the pencil, and if I had a straight, I could have got to the exit, but I'm now having to do a diagonal. And, well, one of the sort of diagonals just bumps me straight into a wall, another one takes me into an enemy, and then the last one, well, that's going to take me further away from the stairs. They're basically there, they're just out of reach. And I found that a little bit frustrating. I really enjoyed the shop idea, but I don't think it was executed perfectly. I like the way that every so many floors you get to a shop and you can spend those coins you've collected. And they're really cool, like little one-time abilities, or maybe a sort of a gamble. Maybe you roll that pencil dice and you could get nothing, or you could get a bumper amount of coins for you then to basically splurge in the shop with. Or, like I say, maybe one-time abilities that let you double a value that you've rolled. Little things like that, I think, were good, but they needed to be much more prevalent. First of all, we needed like almost a shop at the start of the game, allowing you to pick up maybe even a permanent buff that your character can do, just to give you an additional choice. Maybe one of those powers at the beginning of the game you could choose would be you get to roll the pencil twice and choose one of those numbers. That would be a huge upgrade in my opinion for the ability to feel like you're impacting the journey. You're not just having to deal with what's given to you, you're getting to pick. I know you're picking direction in terms of I'm going on a diagonal, am I going this way, that way, or whatever. But an additional choice would be helpful, and those shop powers, they give you sort of a taste of what the game could have, but they just don't do enough. However, they are a cool feature that is definitely a good thing for the game. But like I said, you might find it different. You might pick up Paper App Dungeon and love the small, pull it out of your pocket, play it while you're on the train commuting, that sort of thing, just where you can just roll the pencil, very super casual, work your way through some dungeons. It doesn't matter if you die, you're just having to deal with what that pencil dice is giving you. Those shops are a real cool thing along the way. I just wish they were bigger, there was more of them, there was permanent abilities that meant you could pick something cool and bold from the very beginning. I'm not sure I'll go back and finish Paper App Dungeons. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. But there you have it. That is Paper App Dungeons from Lucky Duck Games. A cool concept, and I think they could get there with it, but it would need some tweaks for me. Anyway, until next time, have a papery dungeon good-filled day.